How should we compete in this industry? In order to answer this question, we really have to understand the dynamics of the industry. Michael Porter, a Harvard business professor, has done a lot of research on industry dynamics. He created this model to help us establish a reference point when investigating and discussing industries. As we investigate the 5 forces, I'm going to use the ski resort industry as an example. Character of rivalry is a measure of the intensity of competitive behavior between companies in an industry. Is the competition among firms aggressive and cutthroat, or do competitors focus more on serving customers than on attacking each other? Both industry attractiveness and profitability decrease when the rivalry is cutthroat. So as we look at the ski industry, is it cutthroat? Actually, we would say no. In fact, we see a lot of ski resorts working together, offering things like a canyon pass. Now we're looking at the bargaining power of the suppliers, and then we're going to be looking at the bargaining power of the buyers. When a company can buy parts, materials, and services from numerous suppliers, the company will be able to have a lot of bargaining power, and that keeps the prices of the supplies low. On the other hand, when the buyers, or the customers of the company, right, if the company sells a product or service to multiple buyers, then the company has more power to set prices. So in other words, if I have a lot of suppliers, I can keep prices low. If I don't have a lot of suppliers, then those suppliers have more power and they can push their prices up. Then when I look at it, my relationship with my customers, if I have just a few buyers, then they have more power. But when I have a ton of buyers, right, then I have more power and I can have higher prices. So when we look at the ski industry, how popular is downhill skiing? Well, it's really popular, especially with the local populace. So we have a lot of power with regards to the buyers. The more people who want to come to go skiing at our resort, the more we can charge for it. The threat of substitute products. If a customer can easily find a substitute product or service, the competition will be greater and profits will be lower. If there are few or no substitutes, competition will be weaker and profits will be higher. In the ski industry, in the winter, there are a lot of substitutes. So there are some substitutes for downhill skiing, right? We can go snowmobiling, we can do cross-country skiing, but that isn't a big substitute, right? It's not the same thrill. So we'd say, well, what are some other substitutes? If I want to go out and be entertained in the winter, maybe I'd have to go down to San Diego to go surfing or enjoy the beach down there, or Cancun or something like that, which becomes very expensive. So especially for the local population, there might be a very low threat of substitution. The threat of new entrants. This is basically how hard or easy is it for a new company to enter the market. If new companies can easily enter the industry, then competition will increase and prices and profits will fall. On the other hand, if there are sufficient barriers to entry, such as large capital requirements, buy expensive equipment or plant facilities, then the competition will be weaker and prices and profits will generally be higher. So in the ski industry, this is huge, right? We have to set up facilities, we have to set up, all these things. If you think about it, right, we have to get permits, we have to buy the land, we have to put up the lifts, we have to buy the tractors to groom the snow, we have to buy snow machines, we have to have water sources. There's such a huge capital requirement to set up a ski resort. So again, when we take a step back and look at the ski industry, is it something that we want to get into? Well, the threat of new entrants, pretty low. Threat of substitution, pretty low. Bargaining power of the suppliers, not too bad. Maybe that's a little high, but not too bad. Bargaining power of the buyers, pretty low. So if we see an opportunity where we could actually set up a ski resort, if we could have the capital, it might be a very, very profitable endeavor to set up a ski resort. Now we're going to look at the positioning strategies that you can take when you're in an industry. The first one is cost leadership. What's cost leadership? It's Walmart. What we're doing is we're not offering the highest quality of product, but we're offering a sufficiently solid quality for a very low price. And it makes it really hard for people to come in and compete against you because they have to find a similar strategy or supplier to be able to compete with you. One of the ways that Walmart's able to offer such a consistently low price per quality is by having an incredible supply chain. They used to be all made in America. They're not all made in, it's all made in China or India now. But they're doing that because that's where they can source the cheapest product given the quality, right? So that's cost leadership. Differentiation, what we're doing is we're trying to get a sufficiently different product out there that has a certain quality or aspect to it that the cost leader just can't compete on. A great example would be Apple. Now, Apple products per power aren't, so if we're saying the power of a laptop is its quality, Apple doesn't have a cost leadership, but they are very different. Their products are very easy to use. They interface really well with iTunes, and because of those factors, they can charge a premium, and they do, for their products. When we're looking at focus groups, what we're looking at is a company that uses either cost leadership or differentiation to produce a specialized product or service for a limited, specially targeted group of customers in a particular geographic region or market segment. Focus strategies typically work in market niches that competitors have overlooked or have difficulty serving. We also have adaptive strategies. Adaptive strategies are strategies that are industry level, that are best suited to the changes in the organization's external environment. That term external environment, right? What are we doing with the external environment? We're scanning it. Anyway, so let's get into these adaptive strategies. Defenders. Defenders seek modest or moderate steady growth by offering a limited range of products and services to a well-defined set of customers. So when we're looking at defenders, we might also think of a stabilized or stabilization type of strategy for business level. So when I think of defenders, I think of stability. Prospectors seek fast growth by searching for new market opportunities, encouraging risk-taking and being the first to bring innovation of the new products to market. We use prospectors, it's like a gold miner who's looking for gold. An analyzer is someone who blends both of them. We're defending, right? We want moderate, steady growth in some of the areas of our business. In other areas, we're looking for faster growth. So we're blending defender and prospector. Let me see. Analyzers are rarely first to market with new products and services. Instead, they try to minimize risk and maximize profit by following or imitating the proven success of prospectors. Finally, we have reactors. Rather than anticipating and preparing for external opportunities and threats, reactors tend to react to changes in their external environment after they occur. Not surprisingly, these reactors tend to perform poorly, especially compared to defenders, prospectors, or analyzers. The reactive approach is inherently unstable. It just doesn't perform well. Okay, now it's time to look at what it means to have direct competition. So we have some rivalry between two companies which offer similar products. They're like playing chess together, right? They're able to react to each other's strategic actions. When we talk about market commonality, we're looking at which markets they compete on. So let's say Walmart at one time was competing, their direct competition was probably Kmart. They'd go head to head. Wherever Kmart had a store, Walmart would have a store. Now Walmart's direct competitor would probably be Target, right? And one of the things we have to ask is what happened to Kmart? So if we have market commonality, we have same market strategies, similar market strategies, and we're really targeting the same people with the same product, with similar quality, similar prices. The reason why Kmart probably came out behind Walmart was that Walmart had other resources that Kmart didn't, or Walmart developed resources that Kmart didn't. One of the resources was their supply chain management practices. They were just better at it, and they had a better resource than Kmart, and that led to Kmart's fall. I'm not quite sure. I haven't studied Target as well as I might have, so I'm not quite sure how they're able to compete so well with Walmart. I think what they're trying to do is, instead of competing directly on low prices, they have low prices, but they are a little bit elevated. I'd say probably 10% above Walmart's, maybe 5, and they're offering a little bit of a better quality of merchandise. So when you go into Target, it's just a little nicer, and for that quality, they're charging you a little bit more, and so they're trying to get this niche market right above Walmart. I think that's how they're able to compete against Walmart. So we have this market commonality, but Target's just competing a little bit above in quality and price than Walmart, so they're not leading into it as the cost leader. It's an interesting dynamic. So resource similarity means that if we have a similar or same resources, we have same supply chain, same sources as in our suppliers, so we're offering the same product, that if we have a very similar resources, then whatever strategic move I make, you can match it. And we just have this back and forth competition. This last slide is a continuation of the previous slide. We're looking at the strategic moves that I can make in direct competition. Of course, I can do an attack move, a competitive move designed to reduce the rival's market share or profits. So I might do a price war. I think right now we're seeing a lot of that going on with the cell phone industry. Companies like T-Mobile saw the need for a larger family plan, so they're offering a family plan of up to, I don't know, is it 10? So they do that, and that's trying to capture that group of people who want to work together and develop a family plan and do that with T-Mobile. So what does Sprint do? Now Sprint has this family plan, and they're saying $100 a month for up to 10 lines, which, 10 lines at $100 a month, and we share 20 gigs of data. That's pretty good, right? So now they're countering T-Mobile. So this is T-Mobile attacks with their campaign, and the response or the counter move by Sprint to offer even a better deal. In fact, it's such a good deal, we might take advantage of it. But you get the idea. We have attack and response, counter moves. Okay, well, that wraps up this chapter. Don't forget the extra video by Michael Porter. It's a great video on the 5 forces, and he's added some to it. In the video, he explains some of the characteristics of the airline industry, which to me, I really enjoyed hearing. So don't forget to do that, and I hope these are helpful for you.